by the power of Grayskull.
Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics, Teela. One of the most anticipated figures in the lineup thus far has finally arrived. It's the first female figure to be released, Teela. Teela comes packaged in the standard Masters of the Universe Classics blister card package, complete with green Grayskull brick design and that retro-style dimple in the bubble. One thing that's easily noticeable is the slew of accessories crammed into the package. You can see an extra head in there, as well as a bonus accessory. The back of the box features a look at several other figures already released in the Classics line. And as always, a new bio is included. As you can see, Teela's real name is Teela. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too. So let's get to what you all really want to see, Teela out of her packaging. Right off the bat, I have to stress how incredibly happy I am with the sculpt of this figure. This might be one of the best female figure sculpts I have ever seen. And she fits in perfectly with the look you would expect from Masters of the Universe. The paint job is really well done on this figure. The mixture of white with the very metallic gold accents is simply beautiful. But one thing to pay attention to on this female body sculpt is that it does not have any kind of torso articulation. In fact, the body section has no articulation whatsoever. Now for me, this wasn't much of an issue, but I can definitely see this being a disappointment to some. The rest of the articulation is on par with what you'd expect from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. She's still highly posable and can be positioned in many different stances. Teela comes with several accessories, as I mentioned earlier. She includes her shield, her snake staff Ka, and a sword that should make fans of the 2002 toy line pretty happy. One thing to note, the staff came out of the package really warped. It could probably be easily bent back into place with a little work, but it's definitely noteworthy that the way it's packaged is most likely going to warp all of the staffs just like this. Teela also includes interchangeable heads. The first head shows off Teela's red hair pulled up. One thing I noticed is that she doesn't actually have it wrapped into a bun. It's actually more like a ponytail pulled up tight. And since I haven't pointed this out before, I must say that I really love the sculpt of her face. She looks very beautiful, yet very strong. Exactly as I would expect the captain of the guard to look. Her alternate head actually includes the classic snake armor, which in itself is a fantastic sculpt. The armor can be removed from this head to reveal a golden helmet covering her hair underneath. Now, something I definitely want to point out about this is the peg that the head fits onto. I will urge everyone to be very careful when switching her heads. This peg seems a lot smaller and a lot more flimsy than the pegs we've seen on previous Masters figures so far. I was scared every time I popped on a new head because it felt like I was gonna snap that peg right off. So be cautious of this, and let's hope that it won't be an ongoing issue with the future female figures in this line. Teela also includes a bonus accessory, Zor. Now, if you've seen the DC Universe Wonder Twins 2-pack, you will notice that this is the exact same mold as the eagle that came with that pack. The sculpt does work very well, as the figure looks a lot like the classic Zor figure, albeit much smaller and to a better scale. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was actually sculpted to be Zor first and was just used as the eagle in the Wonder Twins pack. The wings are articulated, which is nice, but the only gripe I really have is that it's lacking the blue color on the wings like the classic one. She actually looks a bit awkward to me without that blue coloring. I really think she could have also benefited from having a small perch to stand on, as she doesn't stand well on her own. But even still, she's definitely a nice bonus to have. Alright, let's take a moment to see Teela next to some of her allies. She's actually quite tall, standing right about the same size as both He-Man and Man-at-Arms. In fact, I think her hair makes her just a tad bit taller. Alright, it's comparison time. Here's Teela next to her vintage counterpart. Similar concepts with some amazing upgrades. And here she is next to the 2002 version. The coloring really seems to match between these two, although the look is very much more vintage. Teela will be available for sale on MattyCollector.com on October 15th. Since she is the first female in the line, she is sure to be a fast sellout. This is probably one of my favorite figures to date, and I would highly recommend getting online as soon as she goes on sale and ordering her. Trust me, you will not regret it.
MOTUC!